In this video, we'll be taking a look at Morgan Elsbeth, based upon her appearance from the Ahsoka series. So, not exactly an action figure I intended on getting, but I was at Walmart one day, this was a couple weeks ago now, and I saw her on the shelves, the only one, and I thought, you know, she's a pretty cool action figure. And I do know a little bit about the character. I haven't seen a whole lot of the Ahsoka series, and I think I have heard some people suggest that she's also in The Mandalorian Season 3, which I haven't seen yet either. I think the Season 3 of Mandalorian, that is, or she's in another series, I know that. And I do know she's a Night Sister, so I thought, well, you know, I wouldn't mind having a Night Sister in my Black Series collection. So I went ahead and got her. Is she the most exciting action figure in the world? And probably a video you're watching right now thinking, why would you get this for your collection? But I will say, for what she is, she's very nice, and I'm glad to have a Night Sister for my Black Series collection, even though she's human. I always thought Night Sisters were Dathomirian or something like that. Maybe she is, and she just happens to be human. But still, it is nice for what it is. She does not have a lightsaber, so if you're asking that right now, like, where's the lightsaber from? I just gave her Darth Nihilus' lightsaber for the purposes of this video. Unfortunately, she does not have any accessories at all, which is a big failure on Hasbro's part, and especially now. I do know where her ultimate fate is, and it would have been nice for her to have the sword that she ended up using. I would not be surprised if at some point in the near future here, Hasbro ends up re-releasing her as like a deluxe action figure with both the sword, and she'll have the face tattoos, so we'll see. So all you're really getting here is just the action figure by itself, and there's really not a whole lot to it. But it looks really good. It looks exactly like the actress that plays as Morgan here. So Hasbro can be proud of the appearance of it. Like, for being a $24.99 action figure, I think they needed some accessories with her. Even if for whatever reason they didn't know about the sword or anything of that nature, she should have included something. Maybe a holocron, or I don't know, get creative with it, you know. For being a $25 action figure, she needs to come with a little bit more than just a plain action figure. Especially one that I don't think this is one that collectors are going to be too excited about, so she'll probably peg warm heavily. It seems like she's packed only one per case, so people that really want her are going to get her, and perhaps they'll clear out the shelves that way. Otherwise, if they just keep repacking her over and over again like Lando, she'll probably rot on the pegs for a very long time. But anyway, let's just go ahead and take a closer look at her. So in terms of Black Series likenesses, I think that's one of the best Hasbro's ever done. Face looks really good. The photo reel turned out very nice. The eyes turned out really good as well. Oftentimes with that face printing tech, the eyes can look a little spotty, but that's not the case on this one. She has the gray highlights in her hair, a little bit of gray on top, and then kind of a shade of black towards her hairline there. And it does look like her face and her hair are two different sculpted pieces put together. Looks like she has the one tattoo on her forehead there. And she has her red robes here. She turned out really nice. Nice weathering. And she just has the plastic skirt, which is all cast in either a really dark gray or black. It's hard to tell. I do know the TVC action figure is using soft goods. In some ways it doesn't look right. I haven't got that action figure in hand yet. I don't know if I will. I think the TBC figure is going to be one of those ones, if I see it on shelves, I'll go ahead and get it, but I'm not going to go out of my way to get one. But I think the plastic turned out alright with this, especially since the cut she has here does allow her to have some flexibility with her legs still. So even though it's a plastic skirt, there's really not a lot of hindrance to it. And she just basically has black pants underneath, and that's it. In terms of articulation, she does have the ball joint at the head. It's not a double joint in any way, as far as I know. Actually, she does have a joint right at the base of the neck and then on the head. So that is technically a double joint. She has hinged shoulders, hinged elbows. She go about 90 degrees. Hinged wrists. This one goes up and down, and this one goes up and down as well. So same motion. Joint at the torso. And she does have hinged hips. She does have a swivel thigh, so she's not one of the first action figures that does not have the new hips without the swivel thigh. She might be reusing her legs, actually. Not too sure. She does have hinged knees, which go past 90 degrees, which is nice. Then, of course, rocker ankles. She does stand pretty good on her own. Haven't had any problems with her there yet. Like I said, no accessories of any kind, so you'll have to get your own lightsaber for her if you want, or get a 3D printed sword that she uses in the series. Here's the package here. Not used to looking at packages so much now. This is Star Wars Ahsoka, Morgan Elsbeth. Nice image of her there. A little bio about her. Image of her again. I think that's the HK-87 droid, which I did see that on the shelves as well, and I was debating between her or that, and I ended up going with Morgan here. So after the fall of the Empire, Ahsoka follows former Jedi Knight Ahsoka Tano as she investigates an emerging threat to a vulnerable galaxy. She's figure number 4. Like I said, I haven't really seen much of the Ahsoka series, but so far what I have heard about it and have seen of it, I think it's got some good concepts to it, but overall it's just kind of disappointing. One other thing I'll point at is on her waist there, she has that clamp, I think it is. Nice detailing in that. So I do know what her ultimate fate is, and I would suppose Qui-Gon be kind of rolling over in his grave that here. I will say that's one inconsistency about Star Wars is how they kill people off is just very bizarre. Like Qui-Gon gets stabbed and dies, and then Sabine gets stabbed and lives, and Morgan here basically gets slashed in the stomach, barely, and she dies instantly. Whatever happened to beheadings and getting like cut in half diagonally and things like that? Kind of wish Star Wars would go back to the more brutal deaths. At least it'd be final if they did things like that. Like with Count Dooku. Unknown the way Star Wars is, they'll come out with some bizarre way where someone will get beheaded and then somehow the head survives and then they put it on a robotic body and then it comes back and rampages through the galaxy. Who knows? But anyway, would I recommend Morgan here for your collection? you're either gonna want her or you don't. She's a very nice action figure, I will say that. Solid 10 out of 10, just on the figure by itself. She needs accessories though, and I'm sure Hasbro will re-release her at some point with the sword and maybe the face tattoos. They'll probably make a deluxe action figure, unfortunately. So if those are the things you want, you might want to hold off a little bit longer. But for this action figure by itself, it's nice for what it is. And like I said, you either want her or you don't. She's definitely not worth $24.99 minimum, I can tell you that. So perhaps here pretty soon she will be on clearance. I wouldn't be surprised if in another year or two we see Entertainment Earth and Amazon and sites like that clearance her out for like $10. So if you can hold off for a while, perhaps that might be the deal for you. But otherwise, in terms of being an action figure, I think she looks nice for what she is. So anyways, that concludes this review. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for plenty more reviews in the future. There will always be lots more to come. If you haven't already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I always appreciate your support. And check out some links in the description as well. As always, thanks for watching.